Let's build this fully featured police station from 1986. Hi, this is Tim, and welcome back to Bricks. In this episode, we're going to be building one of my favorite sets from the 80s that has a lot of great features, vehicles, and minifigures. This is set number 6386, the Police Command Base. It has 381 pieces and 3 minifigures. I had this set as a kid, but I recently picked it back up off of Bricklink. I built it and recorded it, but the footage didn't turn out, but that gave my kids some good time playing with it, and they love it. Stay tuned for a full review. We're going to start out with the minifigures here. We've got 3 guys with the same outfit. 2 of the motorcycle cops, one of them for the helicopter. They have this classic uniform with the zipper and the badge. There's also a similar minifigure without the badge. In fact, I have a firefighter in red without the badge from the fire ship. The 3 guys, the 2 motorcycle guys and the helicopter guy all have the same helmet. Well, they should. Let's see if they send me the right pieces. So these helmets do not have the dimple on the side. Some other sets from Sarah do have a dimple. There was several different variations here before they came out with the visor. I'll set them over here for now. This is the standard police uniform from the era. With a little bit of a suit going on. And a badge. A nice formal police officer's uniform. One of the most exciting things about LEGO as a kid was always getting to build the minifigures first. I find my son loves to build all the minifigures. That's one of his favorite things to do. It's just great to have them and have them ready. It builds some sort of anticipation for the set to come and playing with it. These little guys are ready to go. I'm excited for the vehicles and adventures and stories yet to be made. The new expressions are nice, but I don't know that they're always needed. It definitely adds a lot of great personality. A lot of differentiation between the sets and the characters, but something about the homogeneous nature of the yellow guys all lined up just works. So here's the motorcycle, a great piece from the 80s. The rear wheel does come out, but I didn't take it out for this video. So they did have the clasp for a plastic axle on a wheel, but not on the vehicles yet. The vehicles are still using the metal axles at this time with the wheels that you can't take off. This piece is so versatile it will be used in different situations and convey different meanings and uses, but it looks great as an antenna. These motorcycles have a nice printed police piece on the side. 1x2 flat plate. Some really solid prints. I mean, I get doing stickers for a whole host of reasons like cost and production and everything else. And obviously be able to reuse the piece. Now this piece is going to be used for anything other than police. But with that being said, I think it just adds something and makes it feel more official when it's actually printed. It feels a little more quality than a sticker. You know, like this piece on the helicopter is a poorly placed sticker. While the font is great, it just doesn't have the same authenticity to it or feel to it. Just fine. I don't know that a 5-year-old would care. I don't think I cared. I cared then. You know, stickers are a whole lot of fun as a kid. I still have stickers on my toolbox. I know a lot of people sort before they build. And I did kind of because I deconstructed the set before rebuilding it now. And I know it's kind of I guess masochistic or whatever you want to call it. self-punishing because I have to search for them, but I think that's part of the experience. I remember digging for hours as a kid, and there's tons of frustration when you're looking for a part, but I think also it's part of the fun and part of the inspiration, at least when you're doing your own builds, to be able to see all those other pieces. I'll put the base plate to the side for now. I'm going to build a truck. Nice and straightforward and simple and yet very effective. And then we'll build a helicopter. Trying out some different camera angles. I'm on the right side of the camera now instead of the left. Try and keep my right hand out of the shot more, but I don't know. I don't know that it's fixing anything. It's wonderful little fender pieces. So much value. So these black round studs that are going in here are sort of representative of the engine. One thing Lego liked to do in this era was to use a hinge piece like this, that one actually, on the front, and then the hood would hinge open and kind of give it a little extra play value there. I don't know that I played it that way that often, but I thought it was a nice touch. It was always nice to be able to do that. It just adds another layer, to the thought process behind the set and the realism, I guess, or the simulation. I'm so used to being in my head when building or doing things like this. It's kind of hard to do two things at once, so I'm trying. So the doors are marked L and R on the inside. And that's standard for those doors, but then they have this really great print that's in decent shape on this set. Another great print in a strategic place that turns it from just a truck into a police truck. Get some hooks here on the side for accessories. One of my favorite things to play with as a kid was always to have hooks on things to attach your tools and other things, and I think that's probably something, I can't speak for little girls because I wasn't one. Maybe my daughter I see my daughter has a lot of similar characteristics to me. But I love having my tools organized and everything. I wasn't so organized as a kid. That's only something that's come on later in life. Very disorganized I used to be, actually. I love having everything organized, and I think there was seeds of that when it came to having all these hooks for accessories and other things. So Lego is just leaving the gap here. They don't seem to care, because I guess you're not going to see too much of it. Though if you're driving it, you would care. You'd get a lot of carbon monoxide in there. Just simple hood. Ooh, there's the engine in there. Again, it didn't have to be this super realistic engine, just a suggestion of something going on under there was enough. I knew what it was as a kid. I didn't need to be anything more. Another great piece here. I don't know when it was introduced exactly. It might have been around this time, but the sunroof. This became very popular. The roof used to just be all solid, and they still utilize that in different sets, but to have the sunroof piece in there, it was one of my favorite pieces growing up. I don't know, just popping that sunroof was always a lot of fun. I've had cars with sunroofs and moonroofs, and always loving to have them popped in the nice weather. We're gonna get blue lights, these square blue lights on here. Some of my favorite. I remember these are some of my friends' favorites too. Blue lights everywhere. It's certainly more a European thing to have just blue lights on police. I mean, we do have only blue lights on police vehicles here, but you find red and blue a lot as well. So just carrying those accessories with him adds so much play value to it. Okay, start on the helicopter. These great reversed valley sort of pieces here that were used in so many ships and boats and spaceships and airplanes and helicopters. Just a great piece. I see wider versions of them still in use, a 6-stud wide still in use from time to time. Oh yeah. These reverse double slopes, I think just pretty popular in this time for craft, but I don't think that they stayed around for too long. I have seen that type of slope, double slope, the normal slope, used most recently in the Pirates of Barracuda Bay set, which we're still building actually. I'm not going to do a build video on that one, it'll take too long, but I'll do a review. I mean, so many people are going to do a review on it, I'll probably just do the highlights. Let's see. Here we go. I like to make things and build things, but it's nice to just actually assemble here. There's something just nice about doing that, and then the memories of doing it as a kid is just it's nice. It's nice to revisit. I think that's what they call nostalgia, isn't it? I don't know who the they is, but they call it that. Okay. Another great piece that goes over here, the one height. Another great piece, the one height, or 1/3 height angled plate here. And we're going to layer those up as we do the back of this helicopter. Parts have really thinned out. Still plenty of building left to do, but it always seems like there should be more. It's amazing what we can do with the amount of bricks they provide. So putting these on the front here, and the cockpit will open from this. They didn't use this technique too much. They like to use at least one stud to hold things down, like on the top of the vehicle. But I'm glad that they use this here. It just makes it so much easier to open. And not inadvertently pull off the wrong part when you're trying to open a vehicle to get a guy in. Now, some of the pieces that were missing from the set were in the helicopter in the first build, and the seller kindly sent them out to me. I think the parts list said they were optional. I don't know. Certainly weren't optional pieces. Helicopter gets glass roof. They don't intend you to put it up because of the blades, but we still always do that. But it's certainly nice to have a helicopter with more glass to look out with. So we got the cabin built, and now the quintessential landing gear with this sort of fence piece used in a lot of ways in different sets, and certainly as I've shown in some other videos on helicopters, it's quintessential helicopter landing gear of its day. Wasn't always the sturdiest when it came to play value. Alright, now the tail can go on, and here's where the pieces that were missing were these two right here. So, actually not this guy. It was this guy and this guy. I had some replacements that I used temporarily when I built it last time. That's an interesting use of this piece to sort of support the rear. Lego would later come out with one that's taller that would spin better. Some red lights on here. I don't know how realistic it is to have lights up here, but certainly as a kid, that's awesome. More lights, the better. So now it's time to get to the meat and potatoes of the set with this wonderful base plate. That they just don't make anymore, or at least they don't include in sets anymore. I know you can still get actual base plates without driveways or anything on it, but this is something I really miss. These are so fantastic, really grounds the set and adds just wonderful play value. I understand they make the sets bigger now, and you get a lot more freedom when you go bigger, but there's just something that just made the set feel cohesive and together when it came to base plate. And they give you this nice top-down view too here, so you can count studs, and then these great 1x2s with the groove in it for the garage piece. The garage was I think part of my favorite part of these sets. This, the fire station, some others. I love that even back then, the quintessential extra piece of detail was the coffee mug. So the prisoner gets his yellow mug next to his little bed. Glass pieces just insert from behind. My daughter was flabbergasted. My oldest daughter was flabbergasted when she saw that this window opened. Just loved it. She always asks now which windows open and don't. I love it. I enjoyed it, but my favorite part was always the garage opening. She loved that too. All my kids tend to love it. Just that extra motion of the garage opening is just something magical about it. Maybe it's the realism, the play, the fun, I don't know. So effective, so simple. Getting up to the second level, just about. We're doing the garage here in a minute. Gotta close off one more layer on the cell. Love this 80s red. It feels like a little bit warm. Maybe a tinge of orange in it. It's just a great red. I'm going to start building up the awning here with an extra piece. Going to be a helicopter landing pad. I think it's great. Parked right on top of the garage. I don't know if a real garage would have that much structural integrity to hold a helicopter, but it's great play value. Building up these columns. Alright. Now we're going to build this desk with these wonderful reel-to-reel tapes. I explained to my kids what these were. I made the icon for my channel with them, and my daughter recognized them immediately, and it was a joy to see her recognize that. Yeah. It's one thing for a kid to know about a CD these days, let alone reel-to-reel. Even though good audio quality for the medium. And some great printed pieces on here, sort of the radar screen and then some other control unit you'd find in a lot of space sets back in the day. Old blue cracked on the Pier Police set I have from a few years after this. Here. I guess that's the microphone. I guess that's what they're trying to insinuate there. And then I just love these pieces, the reel-to-reel. I might have to make a t-shirt of the reel-to-reel. Just make this an Illustrator and make it a t-shirt. I think that would be a good idea. Comment below if you'd buy some Back to Bricks t-shirts. Maybe I'll start a Teespring. Oops, backwards. Oops. Trying to get you guys to be able to see it a little better here. Alright, now we're going to do these columns even higher with these angled slopes. Another great classic piece. Lights. I guess either if prisoner escapes or if maybe to guide the helicopter in. Some spotlights. Kind of cool. Maybe to signal Batman. And the instructions have the helicopter sideways on the H. I guess that works. This is how we can get off down the stairs easier. Now we just need to build those flowers. The flowers is such a great added effect. Makes me think of the Netherlands with these red flowers here, but a little splash of color to this big gray base plate. I mean, I don't know if it's supposed to be all concrete. My wife loves the flowers on these. I get her Lego flowers. They last longer. Police department doesn't have to be all cold. The motorcycle's parked up here. helicopter on the roof. I like to put it that way. And police truck in the garage. Let's go put him out. Put him out for the photo. That's it. That was a good build. Solid build. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned for a full review. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until next time, let's get back to bricks.